I'm going to read some takeouts from some recent work, and I hope you can hear me, and I hope I don't break my neck on the wire. Okay. Inaccessibility in ditches, all the alders spied, pressurized watery bundles, versatility and deliberations, situated in surplus value, legality, chiseled anatomy, and perceived as solid state. Sentence scrolled a relief in masonry, capital of the columns, marble, mould, and sinking. 2. Fingers of others, comprehension assembly, into their own substance, distorted spoken, output stringed syllables, inclusion on shirts, along the yarns, faded echo in candlelight of memory blown out, body bloated, a length shrunken, much short-salted, only circles denoted by stones gritted and syntactical, have accident on existing and political scattered nouns, exposed structure carved papered with newsprint recycled, socketed and fingered firmly over written edge, ledger papers marbled, minute circular thin spots, paper defects, blisters from grass fibers, blind through parchment tooling, torrents, rain cuts, crater of fields, crashed cash in furrows against book moss, board split, spoke accounts, very stone, sedge and damage, surrounds deleted overboard, scratch the dry crack, formed in bog of a line, travelled and dragged about gangplank, lashed to sea perils, for calm plain blanked by emptiness, beyond headland lost, common to disembark, barking outing pine memory, meeting on coastal landslides, emotions over time videotaped, looking for your watermark to pull the plug on minor hemispheres, contingencies with outside actions towards city direction, lying on chipped sound as networks, who spoke the language, track boulders to boulders, a shimmer from ink smudges, you against mixer walls, face for image analysis and muscle settlement, or downward movement, interpretations, oral relations identifying landscape for dispersal fragments, sub-windows looked into sea, shone their eyes into medium resolution, face parts about presence on the threshold of absence, searches completed, lightning conditions, probabilities multiply, arbitrary face projected, compressed representation, in other words, identity reduced, the way to connect multi-directions within a cost surface with opposite edges of sheets retaining their original decals scratted, shell grass fibers in the hand, an imitation calls fly-tipped and littered, paths entail social ridge-topped embeddedness, some antiquity, while arm on the basis of enclosure lengths made transactions on market prices, fine-scaled, filtered, segmented labour, to uniform parts, turned image, no return, with leached look, chain lines distorted, bled marks of writing, ciphered corner marks, which chose countermarks, and certain words, shadow-marked, wired line, with opposite outcomes, amulet making. 3. Found in sound, quarried away when a fragment from pit was taken by mouth, foundation dust over skin, barrow humps included, ditched, the buckles found, chalked down as record in empty building, base of a gentle slope, shield bosses, knoll brooches. 4. Tried to be yet enlightened, when reading followed long march of sufferers, and eyes felt trodden on, those sitting pensively, murmurs heard as wind sound penetrated at speed, in large spaces echoed to the furthest trees. He would bequeath everything and teach to the unreal and the barely skeletal any principle of linear empty space and semiforms and vegetables connected, a perceived knowing whose chemical mix foamed opposite places to users, hollows as habitats, building on the hill, made steep slopes, had their origin from her breath, with each incident timed by potions from all known proportions, took water and air with ashes, thoughts become comets. Lawrence Upton, who was a poet in London, died in 2020, and leaf mould and undergrowth brushed around in wind when you spoke of writings found in an attic, spread in shredded forms, nested by mice, an ash mound not far off rafters due to the lack of height. You might have been crawling to the sound of your heart pulses, crawled on all fours, rhythmic find light. 6. An artery of lost tones, with each brushstroke a spectrum blemished, calls unwanted particles upon outlined symbols, with much faded background to a scaffold debris netted, saddles clogged of lead weight obsoleted, and brushes discarded, pen is deconstructed, keypad continued ghosting until screen broke up. Went to the nearest remaining building to strum and pluck antennas for full sky coverage, hear a pulse embedded through random noise, styles struck words collide. 7. Saying sorry had many an extension for every possible direction, though this apology is said in a continuous loop, each breath in timed repetition. At the harbour, wordy gestures are galvanised, stacked where masonry backs up to gale. Amounts of compromise to possible agreement, losing voices against incoming waves. Make notes from this energy I was meant to place over the immediate view holes and wall. Look out, empty words left in cage. We are near the end of a grassed path, completely wilding wilder, overcome by bushes, thorns, ran into crooked lane, where lines are stray animals, which is forbidden and are to be taken for holding. Situated on the west side of pure mugging and left without quotations nor explanations, the width of margins remains glossless, but for a mistaken stray comma, perhaps from a volume lost, or a passage omission, missing footnotes given heads and hooves, with such an array of animals to sound out and breach barriers with the wind's turbulences borne against all walls. Thank you.